First and foremost, I want to give all honor, praises, and glory to the Most High Yahweh, also true Holy Black Messiah, the King of Kings, royalty himself, Yahweh Shah, Mashiach. Also the final father, the true father, one West. This fallen kings come right back at you with another lesson. The name of this class, I'm going to entitle it, Lord's willing, by thy sword, Salakia, by thy sword thou shalt live. The nation of Edom, which would be the so-called Caucasian race, they was blessed by the way of the sword. Then that's how they was able to what, take down nations. That's how they was able to put in captivity the nation of Israel, which consists of so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, and also our brothers and sisters in Argentina, and also our brothers and sisters out there in the various islands. So I'm gonna go right into the scriptures here. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 40. And by thy sword thou shalt live, and shalt serve thy brother. That's going to a future prophecy. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break the yoke from off thy neck. So how did the nation of Edom come from the Caucasus Mountains to being in the White House, to being in the political office, to being bill collectors, to being slave holders, to being the world-class rulers by the way of the sword? Because the scriptures just said, by thy sword thou shalt live. It's not because they are stronger people. It's not because they're intelligent people. It's because they was blessed with the sword. The Most High blessed them with the way of the sword. And that's how they was able to take down the nations by the way of rape, rob, pillages, murder, by the simple fact of the way of the sword. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 26, verse 52. Then said Yahweh Shah unto him, put up again thy sword into his place. This one I believe Apostle Peter had taken down one of the guards' ears when they was coming to get our Messiah. And this is what the Lord spoke. This is future prophecy. For all that for Salakia, for all they that live, Salakia, for all they that taketh the sword shall perish with the sword. And that's what's going to happen to the nation of Edom. They taken up the sword against the children of Israel, and they're going to be perished by their own hands. Look, all these wars is arising now. Let me turn to the book of Luke real quick. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, and I'm going to start it off at 24. And I'm going to make it real quick here. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword. How did we fall by the edge of the sword? Because the nation of Edom, this is during the time when, I believe it was around 70 AD, when they came and got us and divided our land. This was the Romans did this, which is the so-called Caucasian, which is the nation of Edom today. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword and shall be led the captives to all nations. What happened? Who did that? The nation of Edom. And who was spread it abroad? That's when you read James 1:1 to let you know that the 12 tribes of Israel consist of the black, Latinos, Native Americans, and our brothers and sisters in Argentina and in the various islands. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led into captives into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentile be fulfilled. And that's what we heading towards now. The time of the Gentiles is getting ready to be fulfilled, and the Lord's going to return. And I'm going to close it out with the book of Revelations. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, and he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So you're going to have 200, probably more, 200 million angels coming down to bring judgment on this nation. For why? For judging. Because they didn't judge all right when you go into the Apocrypha, you know. So I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to the Most High Yahweh, also true Holy Black Messiah, the King of Kings, royalty himself, Yahweh Shah, Amashiach. Also the final father, the true father, one West. This fallen kings gonna back you another lesson. And it's time of judgment. You know what I mean? You reap what you sow. It's just time of judgment, man. And we went into captivity, So it's only right that that nation who put us into captivity get the same treatment. But it's going to be worse because you put your hands on the apple of the Most High eyes, which is the nation of Israel. So with that, I say Shalom.